Yes, yes, yes. It's a special show. It's obviously we've got the Euro Daily that we do normally do every day. So we've got a special guest. We've got the United Stand TV writer. I'll call him Bestie. How's it going, Best?
It's all right, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Obviously, we've got some juicy news to sort of, you know what, bring some good vibes, man, to the United family. Do you know what I mean? We've got some good energy out here, man. Like, I woke up this morning, I saw obviously the confirmation. You don't even look. Start us off, Nathan, man. I know you're probably just as excited as me to analyze these news that we got this morning.
Yeah. Well, obviously, the news about Jadon Sancho. I think it got confirmed last night by Fabrizio Romano. He gave us the three magic words that every United fan has been asking him to say for the last, probably year or so,
Trust me.
and God bless him, his notifications must have been blowing up when that tweet got sent out. And then obviously today it's been confirmed by the club. So
Mm,
everything's done. Obviously, medicals pending, but you'd
mm,
kind of expect the medicals would probably happen in the England camp. Obviously,
trust
you
me.
can do that now with the sports science involved.
Mm,
And I looked at it and just went, "That's the first." In terms of top class right winger, Man United have probably had, or right sided player Man United have acquired since Ronaldo left. And you
mm,
got to think, I think during that time, only say Valencia and Nani did like good jobs for the club. I think
mm,
those are the only two you could say, yeah, although they didn't quite live up to what Ronaldo did, they put a good effort.
mm,
And then you had the likes of Mata playing right wing when he's clearly not a right winger. Januzaj, who only flourished because David Moyes had no tactics about him.
trust me.
Um, who else? Mkhitaryan, obviously he fell out of favour with Jose. I mean, who
Yep,
doesn't?
yep.
But
It's a
um,
normal thing.
yeah. And obviously Alexis Sanchez, say no more. So I think this is I think the fact that United have managed to get the deal done for 30 million or 35 million less than what they would have got last summer. We during a pandemic hit transfer window, obviously teams are going to try and sell the cash in as big as possible. And he had 2 years left in his deal. He wanted to come to United, which sort of says something because obviously he started through City's youth academy, which you know they said the grass isn't always greener. Also, he left Man City. He decided to take matters into his own hands. Done wonderful things for Dortmund, and
Yep.
now hopefully he'll do wonderful things for United. And what I will say is that the news what followed after it was sort. I
That
don't
was,
think
I
that.
wasn't ready for that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Uh,
I wasn't ready. I was settling down after seeing Sancho being confirmed, but straight after, like 15 minutes later, I'm seeing Varane. Am I dreaming? Is this really happening?
uh, I think you are because I thing is I generally don't think though United sign. I don't think United signs Sancho if if the whole European Super League and the fan protests happened. I don't think the club buy Sancho because I think
Mm,
this summer they're probably under more pressure than they've ever been. Say since Sir Alex left to deliver a good transfer window, so Solskjaer can use that and go right. So you got to say that if the board do deliver the targets,
mm,
it would be now pressure on Solskjaer. Do you know what I mean? He now has to deliver something
yep.
because I think we've spoken before about a lot of what Ollie's successes will be down to the board because obviously it's part of parcel of football. A manager
Mm,
can only be successful if he's backed by a good regime behind him.
yep.
You know what I mean? It's like that old saying, behind every great man is a great woman,
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
thing.
No.
It's
100%.
yeah.
100% agree with
So
you.
they're the powers behind the throne, and they at the minute with the Varane thing's interesting because obviously Ramos is gone to PSG, so that eliminates PSG out of the equation now.
Yep.
Because you have Marquinhos and Ramos. They'll have Kimpembe there as well. They've got Tilo Kehrer as well,
Yep.
playing centre back. So it's it's weird because when United signed Sancho, United had a clear run at it. No one came in, and now with Varane, the way things are developing today, it seems as though that could be a deal that's going to be happening, and I'm going to be surprised if no one comes in for him again.
Yeah.
Because the reported fees could be 50 million euros. That's about what, 40 million.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look, say this again. What you're saying? 50 million euros, even.
Yeah, that's the reported fee. Because I think, from what I've been seeing, they want to be. They're looking to fund a package to sign Mbappe. So obviously, they're trying to get rid of players, this, that, and the other. That's why the likes, say, Varane is leaving, or say Ramos, for example. And it's interesting. There's a weird domino effect because United's other target is Pau Torres, and Pau Torres is also linked with Madrid. So obviously, if United sign Varane, what I will say is that will be their Van Dijk signing.
Yep.
At for a cheaper price as well.
Very cheap.
Yeah. And if United do land, well, Sancho's done. Obviously he won't fail his medical because no one ever really fails their medical anyway. Do you know what I mean?
You know what has happened before? Remember Van Nistelrooy? Let's not forget the first time we tried to sign him. but yeah, it's rare.
But yeah, so then Varane will be another statement, and then what'll be interesting is that with the Sancho deal, it's 85 million over 5 years. So it's 85 over 5 years. So therefore, the transfer budget this summer, United have only actually spent will be spending about 17 million of it because of the way it works out. So therefore, if United have reportedly been given 150 million budget this summer, right? So that means 40 for Varane.
Yep.
And then you can go, right, CDM, we're apparently talking with Camavinga's agents this week.
Woo! Camavinga. That's the sort of player that I love as well. Yep. French connection with Pogba.
Declan Rice, I think.
Ooh, that's juicy. That's juicy.
So, I don't know. It's exciting times. I think, like I said, I think the board needed a good window because obviously it's good PR for them, and obviously if they give Ollie the players he wants, I think it'll be for the first time in a long while where if things don't go right on the pitch, you can't exactly blame the board now. Like, you can't go, the board didn't back the manager because with Sancho and potentially Varane coming in, you can't say you've not been backed if you've been given those two players. So
exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, you know what? You're 100% right. With me, I look at Ollie's situation right now. Like you said, if he gets backed with Varane and CDM, look, I'm hearing talks of Renato Sanchez for 15 million. So, mate, all I want is a CDM, get the Varane in, and we've got to kick on for the title next season. We have to. Because those are the three missing pieces that we need to complete the squad. And if we get those in this window, then come on, we've got to go for the title. 21's coming.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think last season there were instances where United could have potentially put on a title challenge. It was the games where, say, against the likes of Everton or Sheffield United, that really cost United sort of a chance to go for the title. And then obviously, if you give this City team breathing space, they're only just gonna capitalise on it. And to be fair to them, that's what United used to do in the past. If you give an old United team in the past that little chance of breathing space, they're going to capitalise on it because it's a ruthless mentality.
Yeah.
Obviously, it'll be interesting to see. There's been a lot of talks when Sancho signed, whether what's going to happen to Greenwood. I think now Greenwood's going to be transitioned into more of a number 9.
Yes, you read my mind. Man. I was thinking exactly the same thing. With Sancho coming in, we've sort of dealt with that right-sided problem that we've had for years. We've not had a proper right winger since, like you said, Ronaldo, Nani, Valencia, these type of players. We've not had a proper one in a while. Now bringing Sancho in, that allows Greenwood now to play more central, and yeah, we could see him playing number 9.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got Cavani there at the minute. The one person I think could be not in trouble, but needs to perform next season is Anthony Martial.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of, with this Sandro deal, a lot of what's gone under the radar is what's actually going to happen to Martial. Because obviously there's talks of, I saw it was like a season loan to Madrid,
Oh.
something like that. It was one of those Madrid fan zone sites where they were just speculating out of nowhere. It's the sort of ones that are like, it's like the Manchester Evening News, where they literally link every player to United under the sun. You know, I mean, maybe United will still sign Wesley Sneijder. You know, maybe maybe that will still happen. Do you know what I mean?
know it'll probably happen in the next five years or something.
But
He'll come in as a training staff or something.
But obviously, we've got the likes of Dan James. Dan James, I think in patches he can do a job. So if he's coming off the bench, you need to stretch teams open. Obviously, Ahmad, I think will probably get more opportunities next season. Anthony Elanga looks like he's really, really busting out at the gym recently as well, pre-season.
Yeah, he's raring to go, the boy, man. I like Elanga. I like him, man. He's got a lot of energy, a lot of determination as well. He looks like a proper United player, man. So, yeah, no, big up Anthony Elanga, man. Hopefully he pushes through this season. But what do you think will happen to, obviously, just before we touch on the Euros, what do you think is going to happen with Tuanzebe, man? Tuanzebe is my brother, man. Obviously, he's a Congolese guy just like me, and he obviously had independence on the 30th. So big up all the Congolese out there who's watching this. But yeah, what do you think is going to happen with Tuanzebe? How does it look if we do sign Varane, for example?
I think it was clear that United were intending to sign a centre back when it got sort of reported that Tuanzebe's going out on loan. Because you obviously if you're sending Tuanzebe out on loan, you're literally left with Bailly, Lindelof, and Maguire. I'm not counting Phil Jones. Frankly, he shouldn't even be at the club.
He's a long servant.
So I think the best move for Tuanzebe would honestly be going to somewhere. Like, there's been talks of Villa, and Villa got a really, really good tune out of him during their playoff run when they got promoted back to the Premier League. And obviously, Villa have been spending the cash lately as well. You know, they're linked with they bought Emi Buendia. Yeah. They're trying to offer Grealish a new bumper deal. They're trying to compete with Man City, and it's like, good luck with that. And obviously, they're in for Emil Smith-Rowe at Arsenal because they've had 2 bids turned down for him. Tuanzebe, I think he'll go out on loan. I think if he doesn't go with Villa, I can see somewhere like it. I think I'm trying to think who would. Like, Newcastle are apparently in for him on loan because there's reported about like 10 clubs in the Premier League who want Axel on loan, and obviously Newcastle also in for Phil Jones. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed on that. Yeah. You know what? That sounds like a good move for Tuanzebe. If I'm honest with you, if he links up with Steve Bruce, another sort of central defender, ex-legend for us. I think that's always the pathway for ex-United players, man, to link up with Steve Bruce. He's always the second best option after United.
Yeah, obviously, like Steve Bruce, you'll know. I think he's one of them where he's still got United in his heart, so he's probably still watching the games. He's probably seen what Axel can do. We know what Axel can do. You've seen the performances against PSG.
Exactly.
Where, he actually bodied Mbappe.
Both of them, him and Neymar.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think it'd be a good move if he goes to sort of a mid-table Premier League. So, I tell you what, somewhere like Palace, I think, because Palace
Perfect.
Palace have got Asian centre backs as well.
Yep.
And they got Vieira in, although I honestly on the face of it, I don't think it's a good appointment.
You don't think so?
No,
What? Patrick Vieira?
no, not one
Wow.
bit.
Wow.
Because I think if you look at his, because did he get sacked at Nice?
I believe so, yeah, but then I'm sure he went to the States and he's done a decent job. He got a bit of experience there.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just I think Vieira is a bit more of a risk than say someone like Lampard they could have gone for, or uh,
But you never know. You never know.
yeah, you never
Obviously,
know.
Palace have obviously they've tried all different routes, man. So let's see what Vieira does. And for me personally, I'm happy to see more sort of black
Yeah, of course.
players getting an opportunity to be a manager as well, man. So it's something new. It'll bring a new twist, man. What would be nice if Roy Keane comes back? Imagine he comes back, becomes a manager, and them two have their little touchline rivalry, man. That would be interesting.
Nah, it'd be good. It'd be good.
Yeah. So literally now we've got an interesting game. So England, obviously, we've got the job done. Sterling and obviously Mr. Harry Kane. Hurricane got us the second goal to seal the win against a tough German team, of course, man, that will fight him. We had a bit of help from the gods, of course, when Muller obviously missed that 101. But yeah, what's your thoughts, man? What do you feel about our next game? What's our chances looking like as well?
Well, what I will say is that I predicted the result perfectly.
Yeah, you
Uh,
did. You did, to be fair.
because more out of optimism than actual football knowledge, by the way.
Trust me,
So
I was the same. Trust me, I even made a little bet on that day, man, and won the one some money. So I can't complain. I can't complain.
I think during the game, I think just touching the England Germany game before we headed to Ukraine, I think Southgate it sounds really mad. I think Southgate actually got it spot on because you see because I was saying in the preview about putting the fire back in because then it stops there because their win backs got so much joy against Portugal. And they were able to get in pocket space and stuff like that. There was only a couple of times where there was dangerous opportunities. I think I did get really worried when Declan Rice made that challenge 5 minutes in and got a yellow card.
Yeah, that was a bit crazy. That was a bit mad.
Because I sat there thinking, you don't want to be linked. Like you need to literally play a perfect game after this now. Because if you another yellow, it could be curtains for not only you but us.
Us, exactly. Yep.
So I think we need to put some respect on Raheem Sterling's name. Admittedly, I was one of those people when he was starting the first couple of games, despite him scoring against Croatia. I was like, there's like a thing with Sterling where it's like, although he has delivered, it's like you still don't place as much trust in him because of certain decisions he does make on the pitch. But I've got to say, at the minute, he's literally the reason why we're here.
Yeah,
he's the reason why we're here. I think Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire were absolutely brilliant. Luke Shaw, especially, I think he's because he's literally showing Jose Mourinho up at the minute in terms of which is brilliant to see because Jose. I think the reason why, like Rio Ferdinand touched on it brilliantly, he said the reason why he thinks Jose Mourinho is bitter because Luke Shaw has shown his progress without Jose's help.
Yes.
Obviously, if it was Jose guided him, Jose being the person who's put him on this great run of form, Jose will sort of wax lyrical about him, talk about how great he is, talk about how great or how he developed Luke Shaw, sort of taking credit for it. That's what Jose does.
As always as well.
Yeah. I think Grealish was the difference maker when he came on. I think
different gravy, man.
for me, I would go Sterling for the Ukraine game. I'll go Sterling on the right, Grealish on the left. I think despite Saka playing well, I think I think Grealish just adds a different
dimension.
Yeah,
He just brings the dimension to the game.
Yeah, exactly. And like there's a saying up north, it's like Grealish is different gravy. He is different gravy. You know what I mean?
He's class. He's class. You can just tell for me. Like I've said this a few times. He's the modern day Gaza, man. Just the way he moves, he caresses the ball. He's different gravy, man. The way he controls it, the way he just glides with the ball. It doesn't even look like he's running. He glides with the ball, and he's different gravy, man. So I'm just happy that he's getting games. Hopefully, he starts. It'd be good to see him on the left, and hopefully, we obviously get to see some of our players like Rashford, Sancho as well. It'd be great to see them sort of get some opportunities on the pitch.
I mean, one player I will sort of pick out as well, Jordan Pickford, I think, has had a really, really good tournament because I think obviously there's a lot of questions whether he was the right man to stay in net for England. Obviously, Dean Henderson had to withdraw because of an injury. Yeah. Nick Pope didn't make the squad because of an injury. I think if Nick Pope was in the round, I think there'll be a bit of a debate between the two because I think in the order, you'll probably be them two, then Henderson behind them two, in all honesty. Yeah. I think after, if you look at what they've done for their clubs, what I will say is with Ukraine, though, we can't. Now we've gone past Germany. Don't think because we beat Germany that's it. We've still got 2 more games to go to the final.
Yeah.
Do the professional job, get the 2 games out of the way, and then the final, like with cup finals and that, it's anyone's game. You know.
Speaking of finals, what do you think the final is going to be based on what you've seen so far in the Euros?
England, Italy.
Yeah, that's going to be proper.
Because the biggest doubt for me about Belgium is that we don't know whether De Bruyne is going to play and whether De Bruyne is going to be 100% fit. I know they've got players in and around like Thorgan Hazard at the minute is outshining his brother.
Obviously, Mertens as well is there.
Yeah, Mertens, obviously your boy Lukaku. You know, like
smashing it, man. Yeah, he's definitely, regardless if they win it or not, I feel he's gonna get the golden boot, man. This kid, he looks like he's up for it, man. He's got that. Us Congolese people, man, we've got this sort of mindset of not giving up and just having grit and keep going. And Lukaku is the first perfect representation of it. Obviously, I know he's playing for Belgium, but you've got to give him respect, man. I love what he's doing, and yeah. I see what you mean. I see exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if England were to sort of, I think I said this in the last podcast, if England don't get to the final, it's a failure. And even if they don't win it, like people can see it as progress, but it's just my mentality sort of thing is that if you get to the final and don't win it, you basically end up with the same as the team who got knocked down the group stage anyway. Because a tournament win will not only sort of obviously it will send the nation into absolute mayhem because it will be like 55 years since the last like trophy and stuff like that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And not only that, it will breed confidence into players that have not won major competition before. Obviously, we've got the likes of say Carl Walker, Jordan Henderson, who won Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. You got Rashford, who's obviously won a Europa League and FA Cup. I know not as big as the other 2 I mentioned, but in terms of say like the likes of Harry Kane, you know, Harry Kane will win. Like if he lifts the Euros, you know, that'll sort of make up for the lack of success at his club. Do you know what I mean? Because he will look at it and go, like, you know, I've achieved literally what most footballers could never dream of. So,
yep, exactly. So, you know what? If he wins it, I reckon he will stay at Spurs, man. If it comes home, there's no rush for him to leave.
I don't know because I think a lot of people compare him with Shearer, right? And with Shearer, he left Blackburn, where he already won something.
Won the league, yeah, he won the league.
He already won something to go to his boyhood club, and obviously the Newcastle fans like to sing every time. Oh, Shearer turned you down to Man United fans. It's like, yeah, but what did Shearer win at Newcastle?
Yeah, it's true.
Compared to what everyone else won at Man United, do you know what I mean?
You know what, it's true, but you know what, he holds the record right now, and I'm sure he's a very proud man. Whenever you see him doing interviews, man, I just think that he's so proud, man, and it's amazing. What an incredible achievement! 260 Premier League goals. That's when you process that, it's a bit crazy, man. But look, who are you going for dark horses right now to win the Euros? Who's your dark horse?
Do you know what? You probably have to say Denmark, to be honest. I think Denmark because I think you say probably Czech Republic are sort of up there as well, but I think Denmark, with what happened in the first game with Christian Eriksen, to come back from that and be in this position where they've got 2 games to go to get to a final. Obviously, I think Switzerland could be one as well, because Switzerland, obviously, they just knocked out France. They knocked out France, and so that sort of suggests to me that they could probably get a few chances against Spain as well. Because Spain aren't exactly the greatest.
Yep.
So that could be another shot. But no, I've got Denmark. How about you?
You know what? I would agree with you. Denmark they've got motivation, man. You can see that the boys are fighting for Eriksen. They want to bring the trophy back to Denmark and to Eriksen as well. And I think that would be a great gesture, man, just to say, look, we're going to give it back. We've done it for you, and here you go. And that's the way of Football United, in my opinion, man. Just to sort of big up this comment that we got. I think this is actually from Lombe, I believe, man. But yes, if England gets to the final, that'll be progress, in my opinion. Okay, so I've never seen England in the final. Yep, same. We went alive in '66 when they won it, man. So hopefully, if they do get into the final, it's coming home, and it has to come home. Like, this is the only time that I just feel that us as a nation just needs to get together, support the boys, and hopefully they bring it home.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that comment. It is progress, but then it's just you don't want it to be like if you get there, but then there's no progress for me. Like, if you get to a final, but then say in your next competition you don't, and then the next competition after you don't, it's for me, it's not really progress. Obviously, the tournament after, if England do get to the final, say the tournament after the World Cup, and we win it, you could say then it's progress. It's like how when Liverpool got to the Champions League final in 2018, they went away, they lost it, they went away, then they came back the year after to win it. So that was seen as progress, because they were learned from their mistakes. Well, Karash's mistakes, but they learned from their mistakes, and they went, right, what could we do? And then we go on and win it, sort of thing. What I will say is that, just a different subject, what do you make of Rafa Benitez joining Everton?
If in all honesty, I think that's a good move. Benitez obviously wanted to stay at Newcastle for a bit longer, but obviously the situation there. And Benitez knows the Premier League. He's going to get backed by an Everton board that has a lot of cash, of course. And we're going to probably see Newcastle do a madness. No, not Newcastle, Everton. We're going to probably see them do a madness under Benitez. And it's got that bit of flavour as well, that he was the next Liverpool man as well. How's that going to be like when Everton and Liverpool play in the Merseyside derby? That's going to be crazy. The fans they're going to boo him, or we don't know what's going to happen.
That Merseyside derby at Anfield is going to be fantastic. Because it's the reaction would be absolutely brilliant. It reminds me of the time where when Benitez was managing Chelsea.
Oh,
obviously, Chelsea aren't exactly best friends with Liverpool.
Yeah.
But what I will say is though with Benitez is that every club he's sort of been at, right, he's managed to get the players on his side. You see at Newcastle, for me, a lot of people say, "Oh, Steve Bruce is doing the same what Rafa did," but Rafa had a positive. He had a positive net spend, so therefore he sold more than he actually spent, and he was still finishing 11th in the league.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Steve Bruce, there were times last season where I thought they were going to get relegated.
Yeah.
So, but no, like I think it's a good move so far. It's a strange move because obviously now Nuno, I think Nuno was in for the job. Now he's gone to Spurs and stuff like that.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Look, imagine Duncan Ferguson's reaction to Rafa's appointment. Now, I agree. It's crazy. It's absolutely mad. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be interesting to see who they target during the window as well. Now that they've got Rafa Benitez, I think they can attract more players to the club as well. Now that Rafa's in, and the board are going to back him. The board have got cash, so they're going to back him fully.
Yeah, I agree. Is if I'm right in saying, is Lombe an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, he is. He's an Arsenal man.
Hopefully, he's still watching. I just want to ask him one question. I'm not gonna try and trigger him and stuff like that. Don't worry. Right.
I know.
Where do you realistically see Arsenal finishing this season? Because for me, I've got them in about 5th. Because I think if Arteta gets backed, then we might see it might have been a case of well, the reason why he didn't do as well last season is because he didn't have the players he wanted. But then if he gets the players he wants, you know, he could it could also be down to him rather that they're sort of say still in around 8th position. You know, so where do you think Arsenal will finish next season? I'll open it up to both of you as well. Where do you think they'll finish? Because I've got 5th.
Yeah, if they get the players, if they get the signings that obviously they're targeting over the window, so I think it's a right-sided player. They need someone that can play DM with Partey, and possibly a centre back that they've got. I think they bought a centre back. To be fair, I think they should do top 6, man. They should do top 6. That's minimum, bare minimum. They should do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, obviously no one knows what's going to happen with Leicester because they've just signed Patson Daka as well from RB Salzburg. So,
trust me. You know what? It's going to be a crazy, crazy summer. Literally just started. Look, big up Lombe, man. Obviously, he's a diehard Arsenal fan. Just got the response there. And look, lads, man, thank you so much for having us today. Wait. Actually, Lombe's responded back to your question. So, Lombe's saying, depends on the CDM/CM signing next to Partey and a potential central attacking midfielding signing as well. So if they get those two right, then he thinks they can get top 4. If we don't, then he's saying 7th.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Before we sort of go, can I ask what is your top 4 prediction for next season? Just based now, like if we can make a quick one.
Well, right now.
Yeah.
Man. So without the Varane signing and all that other stuff, just right now with Sancho. I reckon right now we're getting second. But if we do get a centre back and a CDM, I reckon 21's coming, man.
Here's the thing. I think Chelsea might surprise people this season because it depends what they do. And obviously, Tuchel was only there for about half a season anyway. Yeah. Right? Don't know what. He was there for half a season. They won the Champions League. I think the top 4 is going to be the same as last season. I think Leicester don't have the minerals to get into the top 4.
Yeah. They've got a psychological barrier. They're trying to break through that, man. But
they're what Tottenham used to be like. So like in 05 and 06 when they were trying to like break into Obviously, Lombard just says City, Chelsea, United, Liverpool. In my opinion,
Okay.
I presume it's that order, but see,
Yeah, of course it's in that order. It's Lumber, you don't rate United, man. So
do you know what?
love it.
I'm gonna be bold. Actually, I'm gonna say it's United, Chelsea, City, Liverpool.
Yeah. That sounds about right, man. I reckon Chelsea are gonna have a good season, but I reckon if we do sign those two areas, we're pushing for the title. Because one, like you said earlier on in the pod, Ollie's gonna be under pressure, man. He's gonna have to deliver because the board have backed him. The fans are backing both Ollie and the players, so they have to deliver, man. They
Yeah.
have to deliver. So, guys, my lads, Nathan Best, once again, thank you so much for jumping on the pod at such short notice as well. Can you promote some of your socials so people can follow you?
So Twitter handles there, Best Journo. You can follow me and stuff like that. I normally post links to me streaming on Twitch, which I will be doing tomorrow because EA
Bang,
decided.
bang.
Yeah, EA decided to put a thing out where you can get TOTS player picks this week, and it's like I wanted to stop playing the game EA, but thank you very much.
No, you're always gonna play, man. Trust me. So I'm
I,
gonna jump on weekend league, man. So on the promos, I'm gonna obviously post my team, and if you wanna watch me on Twitch, I'm gonna obviously post the
yeah.
link, so I could do 15 games for everyone, man. And just
So one thing. Also,
yeah,
I write for the United Stand, but also shout out to the. If you're watching this, shout out to the Flying Pig United YouTube channel.
love that,
I've started writing for him as well. We just hit
love
40k
that.
subs.
Wow,
So
tremendous, man, tremendous.
congrats to him.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I've not got really much to promote. But yeah.
No, I love that, man. So for me, I'm just gonna end it. Actually, won a competition the other day, so big up Hotel Planner CEO. Obviously, I entered the Lawrence Okoli competition and actually won a hotel voucher which is worth £200, man. So big up the Hotel Planner CEO. Gonna shout him out when I post the snippet of this episode on the Insta, man. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Yours truly, Trey, and obviously we've got Nathan Best here from United Stand TV. So have a tremendous day and God bless. Love.